the volleyball gods heard him back in September. The rematch starts right now. Charlie Furbringer going behind her to Anna Smrek. And the first swing from Emily Helmuth for Texas A&M. There's Sarah Franklin, saved up by Smrek off the block. Franklin take two. Franklin at three, dug up by Underwood. What an opening rally to start this match.
What great blocks we saw from Afena Kasapala there in the middle and Lednecki on that right side.
So something you're watching early on in this match, in this rematch between the Aggies and the Badgers, Holly.
Both teams are elite blocking teams, and I'm looking forward to the battle in the middle. Texas A&M is elite in terms of blocking defensively. They're going to have their hands full tonight.
Yeah, Wisconsin has so many different options they can use in the middle. You just saw Carter Booth there. She is one of a trio of people they can use in the middle. Sarah Franklin on the serve. Julia Orzel with the swing and the kill from the outside for Wisconsin.
I love that movement from Charlie Furbringer, the freshman setter for Wisconsin. She brings Orzel inside just a little bit, which allows her to turn and cut that ball back down the line. It's a great shot in her arsenal.
And both teams talked about how improved they are. There's been a lot of volleyball played by these two since that September meeting. Different teams, but you heard Madison say it. That second set, it went 28-30 between these two. You're only supposed to go to 25.
Texas A&M has figured out their lineup. They like what they have on the floor, and Wisconsin has grown every match. With the freshman setter, they've learned a lot about how they want to run their offense.
The swing and the kill, Taylor Humphrey will clean up that overpass.
And you'll see what separates Texas A&M's offense from others in the country. They like to run the middle. They like to run the middle early and often. It's a big part of their DNA and why they've had so much success this season.
And we talked to their setter, Maddie Walk, number 16 in the black jersey. She loves setting the middle. Orzel with the tip over the block. Here's Walk over to Lednecki on the right side, and she is going to tool that block.
Anytime you run your middle a lot, it holds the middle blocker and allows Logan Lednecki on the pin or the left side attackers for Texas A&M to have more room to swing.
Helmuth with the tough serve. It gets Wisconsin out of system. This ball going over. Afena Kasapala trying to throw it down. And it's going to be a point for the Aggies. You see the middles hitting. That's a really nice percentage from both.
Anytime your middles can hit for high numbers like that, you want to get them the ball as much as possible. And middles are really dependent on a good pass. So Texas A&M very strong in that category. Up 5-2 over Wisconsin to start this first set.
The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship takes place next week in Louisville. The semifinals will be Thursday night, the 19th on ESPN. The championship match Sunday, December 22nd on ABC. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. You see Nebraska there. What was Rebecca Alec doing?
She was crocheting. Yeah, crocheting.
That's what you guys did pre-match, right?
Yeah, well, I was knitting. I was not crocheting.
Yeah.
Everybody gets ready differently, I guess.
We will get to see Nebraska battle Dayton about 30 minutes after this match concludes here in Lincoln.
Texas A&M needs to take the line away from Orzel. That's her best swing, and so far she's had 2 kills early right down the line.
Are you really a knitter?
Yeah, I am. Baby blankets, scarves, everything.
You have less than 2 weeks to get us some gifts.
I know. I've taken a 10-year hiatus. Got to get back to work.
Brush off the dust. Into the block and down. It's going to be a point for Wisconsin. Kelly Sheffield, in his 14th season, a 3-time conference coach of the year, led them to their first and only national championship in 2021. They actually took down Nebraska, who has been a rival. They've faced Nebraska twice this season. Could face them again, but they've got to win tonight. Lednecki tooling the block.
Really nice job by Maddie Walk there. She gets pushed in front. She runs forward, jacks that ball back to Lednecki, and Lednecki's doing a really nice job finding hands and tooling off the block here early in set 1.
Ava Underwood serving, the libero for Texas A&M. Okay, Taylor Humphrey eating.
Service pressure is so important. That's how Texas A&M was able to knock off ASU. Service pressure, and then their defense is able to stop their opponent's offense with a big block.
Short serve, Sarah Franklin is there to clean it up. Anna Smrek from the right side.
Anna Smrek just going over the top, and that's what makes her hard to stop. At 6'9", high contact point, and you just got to dig around the block and put your helmet on.
Yeah, Smrek, the tallest player in Wisconsin history. She's been a member of the Canadian national teams, the youth national teams. Her dad, Michael, a second-round pick in the 1985 NBA draft, was a two-time champion.
Come on up.
And an ace on the Wisconsin side.
Nice job by Gigi there, threading the needle through the seam. You've got two offensive players, outside hitters in the backcourt for Texas A&M. She drops it right in the seam, making them communicate, leads to an error.
Gulje Guchtikin, who's been the libero some in her career for this Wisconsin team. Battled some injury this year. Nice to see her on the floor. A bump set to Orgel. Through the block, no problem for Julia.
Julia Orgel, I told you, her strength, if you read any scouting report on her, she loves to go crossbody. This is a tight ball inside, and there she is going strong off the outside hand of Logan Lednicki.
Had to play libero last year, but back to her outside hitter position.
She's one of the most versatile players in the country, as you mentioned, playing out of position a year ago. Now she's having one of her best, if not the best, offensive year of her career.
And Orgel, a member when she was a freshman. That's when they won that 2021 national championship. She comes from Poland, and she talked about, I didn't really realize how big a deal that was as a freshman, first time living and playing in the States. But she's appreciated it more and more every season. Verbringer setting Devin Robinson on the slide. We mentioned Julia being from Poland. There's several international players on this Wisconsin roster.
Well, you see right there the list. Trinity Shad Sears from Canada got a lot of playing time early. We talked about Gigi from Turkey, Anna Smrek from Canada, and then the backup setter Carly Anderson, a grad student from Canada as well.
Kelly Sheffield likes to get his miles in those recruiting trips.
You know, it was actually Wisconsin was playing overseas against one of Julia's teams, and that was the first time that she got to see Wisconsin play. They started recruiting her, and then she became a Wisconsin Badger. So the service error gives it back to the Aggies. Here's Ellie Stinson. Verbringer pushing it to the left pin with Sarah Franklin, the reigning National Player of the Year.
She just gets so high in the air, that contact point that we mentioned at the top of the show. Going through the block, going over the block. And she just puts so much power behind this that even if it hits you right in the body, you can't always keep it in the court of play.
Texas A&M out of system, meaning they don't have all three attacking options to go to. Nice opportunity here for Wisconsin. They want a touch. They will get it.
Sarah Franklin, quick swing in transition, going off the outside hands of the block. Sarah Franklin's so tough to stop because she's got all the offensive tools.
First lead for Wisconsin since it was 2-1 here early on in set one, playing to 25. Logan Lednicki. Orgel out of the back row.
We have not seen a lot of Julia Orgel out of the back row. That's a new wrinkle. Wisconsin using her in transition. And when you're setter's front row, this gives you another attacker.
But what a dig by Guchtikin just to set up that play. Stuck in there, put it right on the money.
Maddie Walk setting on the move, going to Helmuth. Oh, Guchtikin pancaking that ball up. Walk trying to tip to the corner.
Beautiful, beautiful placement.
Flying Gigi, look at the left hand pancake to get under that ball. And I love this setter dump to the deep corner. No defender in that corner because middle back is the deepest defender.
Maddie Walk transferring in from LSU. This is her second time playing in the NCAA tournament. She did that in 2022 with the LSU Tigers. That goes down in favor of the Badgers.
And that wasn't all power from Sarah Franklin. Holly just mentioned she's got all the tools in her kit. She goes off speed and just places that ball in between two defenders. That's been the evolution of Sarah Franklin's game. Kelly Sheffield told us yesterday at practice, she used to be stubborn. She'd see a middle blocker, drop her left hand and say, I can still shoot, I can still hit that shot. Now she's just evolved and she's added more and more to her weapons, and I just think she is so fun to watch because of that ball movement and placement.
And you saw her kills per set, her digs per set are up as she tries to top last season when she was the player of the year. So here's Maddie Walk, just a 1-point difference here in the opening set. Orgel will take it. Charlie Furbringer going behind, running Carter Booth off of 1 foot. Set tight to the net, and Texas A&M crumbles.
And that's what you can't do, Holly.
Definitely, that's a missed opportunity. First of all, Carter Booth for Wisconsin on the first ball did not have a blocker in front of her and found a defensive player. This is just a trap set in transition, missed opportunity for Texas A&M.
What's a trap set?
Trap set is too tight to the net where you don't even have room to swing around the block.
Nowhere to go. I mean, you look at these heights, 6'9", 6'7", 6'3", 6'5". I mean, this block is so big, and they get a lot of credit because of the athleticism and pressing over. But if you are playing against a Wisconsin team, you cannot set the ball tight to the net. Give your hitters a chance.
And Wisconsin second in the nation in blocks per set. Furbringer on the move, have to bump set it over to Orgel. In the middle, boom from Booth!
Charlie Furbringer is so skilled. She comes in with a very high volleyball IQ, and I love this ball in transition off the cover. This is a gap set. Carter Booth and Charlie Furbringer have a fantastic connection on that particular play.
Sometimes you forget Charlie Furbringer is a true freshman stepping into the setting role at Wisconsin. That'll be Taylor Humphrey off of the block.
Texas A&M knew it would be important to come out swinging. You cannot tip against a team like Wisconsin. You have to swing for the fences.
Lola Schumacher, the libero, taking that. Orgel gets a nice swing off. Lednicki tools it, and Logan Lednicki has her 4th kill.
And what a great dig by Ava Underwood in the white jersey for Texas A&M. Orgel had a one-on-one situation, in all likelihood is going to get the kill, but Underwood sticks right in there, makes a great play for A&M.
Ladies, we are tied up for the 6th time in this opening set.
Yes, give it to us.
Service error by Underwood. Look at the hitting percentages right now. Texas A&M, 455. Wisconsin, 550.
Blistering offensive numbers. Both teams have been passing the ball well enough to run high percentage plays to their middles, and then the outsides have been really impressive.
Gooch to Ken. Into the middle flies Morgan Perkins, the transfer from Oklahoma.
And I love this from Walk. She's off the net. It's not a perfect pass. She's right on that 10-foot line, but she's still willing to push the middle and feed this here to Perkins. Keeps the defense honest. They're not always on guard. Great job keeping the middle involved, even in a not perfect pass situation.
And that's why Jamie Morrison took her off the portal, because she's so good at running that middle attack, and it's such an important part of the game.
As she told us yesterday, if I could set my middle every time, I would. I don't know how Logan Lednicki would feel about that on the opposite, but
I love what Jamie Morrison did when he looked at his roster. He said, we have to maximize our best group, and he thought he had 3 really talented middle blockers, and he said, we've got to go out and get a setter in the portal that's capable of running the middle, and they found that in Maddie Walk. He thinks she's the best setter when it comes to middle block setting.
Perkins. And Humphrey tooling the block. Just a second season for Jamie Morrison and Madison, but you can see the development.
You absolutely can. You know, he took a 13-win team in 2022 to a 16-win team in 23 to a 21-win team in 24. And when we asked him what the formula was for developing a high-ceiling program like Texas A&M, he said for him it was about developing talent, not getting overzealous to fill up spots, but developing the talent that he has and making sure to get a class that's really invested. So he said he intentionally kept the roster small, and I think because of this, he will continue to get better on and better on as they go on.
And you can see the success they have back in the round of 16 for the first time since 2019. The Schumacher's everywhere right now for Wisconsin. Gigi with the pancake. Walk running the middle with Morgan Perkins to finish. A heck of a rally.
Loving the effort defensively on both sides of the net. Gigi has been flying all over the court. Another pancake, and Franklin able to get it. But watch the middle attack in transition. Maddie Walk again having the confidence to run that middle.
To Madison's point earlier, you know, Jamie Morrison called Kevin Hambly, the current head coach of Stanford, who's getting ready to play Louisville in a regional final tomorrow. And he said, what advice would you give me in taking over this job? And he pointed to, keep your roster small. Develop the talent that you've got in-house. Don't go to the portal. And he's been able to do that. And I think that the girls that are there, I mean, Logan Lednicki, it was a rough start when Jamie Morrison took over this program. And she could have said, you know what, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to hit the portal. And she didn't. She believed in the vision that he and this staff have created. And look at them now, playing on the biggest of stage for a national championship.
Yeah, they have made back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. Franklin to the back row for Sarah Franklin. 5 kills, no errors.
How about the back bump set from Furbringer? She played a lot of beach volleyball growing up in Hermosa Beach, and it pays off there with the bump set on a dime.
Back in the middle, Wisconsin was ready. And Helmet snuck it in there.
Shows tip, but still strong with her finish, able to push it through on Carter Booth.
She's got her hand pretty wrapped up too, able to do that.
Fast tempo set as well. Texas A&M obviously not as big as Wisconsin. Jamie Morrison said, I'm not concerned about the height difference. We got to go fast and try to beat them with speed.
Carter Booth in the middle. Power looking for the angle for Helmuth, but just wide.
Texas A&M getting opportunities, been in good spots defensively. Helmuth aggressive to that corner, just missing. But the fact that they're getting those opportunities, that's a good sign for the Aggies.
A race to 25 points. Here's Charlie Furbringer. Paula just had to send that over quickly. Sarah Franklin on the approach in the swing. Lednicki. Dug by Orgel. Franklin. Off of the block, Sarah Franklin.
What a hard ball to attack, too. Schumacher sets her up as best she can, but it goes over top of her head. She's still able to get on it and tool that block. Wisconsin heads into the break here, up by 2.
Schumacher just forcing it over to the A&M side. Lednicki coming up. Ooh. And Furbringer got hit in the face on that swing. Helmet with the hard hit. What a tool. What was the A&M huddle like, Madison?
Well, Coach Jamie Morrison said, hone in on each point. It's one side out. And it was really just take your time, take a deep breath. You're very much so in this, but hone in on this point right here. And as we see right there, they did.
When we talked to Jamie Morrison and the team, they talked about the red zone and being very confident this part of the match. And right now, this is where they excel.
Yeah, the red zone from 20 to 25 points. Anna Smrek in the middle.
I love the versatility of Anna Smrek. She can hit right side, left side, and obviously high contact point, tough to stop. Texas A&M has 2 blockers. They see her coming, and they still can't stop her.
Ooh, good response. Paula says, watch me in the middle.
Anything you can do, I can do better, right? Almost reminds you as a setter when you have somebody shove it down your throat from the middle. You're like, oh, I should do that too. I should set the middle now. And that's exactly what we saw from Walk.
I've got 2 setters sitting next to me right here, Holly and Katie. Franklin steps in to take that. Smrek now hitting on the right side and drops it in.
Such a nice job, Carter Booth. She held the middle there, and then they go to the right side there with Smrek. Smrek so high, threading that needle down the line.
In! That is in, and an ace for Wisconsin, their largest lead.
Pace to space. That's how you get aces. Good pace right between 2 passers. Lola Schumacher coming up with a fantastic timely ace for Wisconsin.
And Texas A&M is going to use its final timeout here in the opening set. They are down by 3. The Badgers just need 2 more points to take the set.
I was curious to see the Nebraska fans that are obviously filing into the Devaney Center as they prepare for their match, if they were going to be slightly cheering for Texas A&M in this match.
Well, some of the Aggie players thought they might be, because obviously that is a rivalry, Wisconsin and Nebraska. They've met twice this season. Nebraska got the sweep both times over Wisconsin.
Talking about offensive numbers, you look at the 2 stars that we talked about at the top of the show. Logan Lednicki, 4 kills, 400. Those are nice numbers. Sarah Franklin, 6 kills, 500. But if you look at Wisconsin's stats as a team, they have 17 kills on 33 swings, 0 errors. That's something you don't see all the way through an entire set.
0 errors in this set. That is crazy.
Well, you're just taking care of the ball, and part of that comes from experience, right? They've been on this stage. They've been to national semifinals, national finals, obviously, in 2021, where they won a national championship. This is such a veteran group. The moment doesn't get too big for them. I mean, look at all the super seniors that they have on this team. They came back for good reason because they thought there was unfinished business. No errors, playing this clean matters.
This is a team that started 0-3 on the season, though. How much have they grown, Holly?
And I was there for a bunch of those matches early on. They've grown so much. I mean, they had some key injuries. Sarah Franklin was coming off an injured ankle. Yulia Orgel was hurt. Anna Smrek was hurt. And they had a freshman setter. So they were just finding their way. It doesn't matter how you do at the beginning of the season. It's how you end. And Wisconsin's trending in the right direction.
A tough serve leads to an overpass. Sarah Franklin coming out of the back row. That drops. It is set point Wisconsin.
Also, their preseason schedule was no joke either.
Some might say it was lit.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. Louisville, Texas, Stanford, Minnesota. They've played Nebraska a couple of times. Set point for the Badgers with Schumacher on the serve. Walk goes to Lednicki. We play on.
Logan Lednicki's got such incredible range in that sharp angle. Being the lefty, she can hit it inside the block and inside that right back defender.
5 kills for Logan here in the opening frame. No errors. Smrek has to readjust, and the set goes to Wisconsin, 25-21. No attacking errors for the Badgers in the first set, and Sarah Franklin has 7 kills to start this match. Wisconsin takes it over Texas A&M in set 1, 25-21. Takes the first set 25-21. Sarah Franklin the National Player of the Year last year, had 7 kills.
She's been so impressive. 7 kills on 13 swings. We already talked about 0 errors. And she's used the entire court, that time going off the outside hitter's hands. This is a tough ball to swing at, coming over your head. But like I said, she's got all the tools, and we've seen them so far just out of the first set.
Wisconsin as a team had no attacking errors in that first set. They hit 543. You see Sarah Franklin's numbers. And Madison, there was a time when Sarah wasn't sure she was going to play volleyball again.
Yeah, Courtney, in the summer of 2023, Sarah Franklin thought there was a chance she'd never play the sport she loved again when doctors found blood clots in her shoulder caused by quadrilateral space syndrome. But here's the thing, destiny had other plans for Franklin. Instead of never playing again post-surgery, she not only returned to the court, but she absolutely dominated it. Through an elite level of discipline and an enormous amount of reps, Franklin earned herself AVCA National Player of the Year. Now this season, she's contending for that same title again, bringing a very pro approach to everything she does. She told us she hones in on nutrition, cold tubbing every day, sleeping 9 hours consistently every night, which, by the way, is an amazing discipline to have as a college student. Sarah also said everything she does off the court is for the recovery to better herself on the court because she wants the very best out of this year, just like she had it last year.
What have you ladies noticed about Sarah Franklin this year compared to last year?
A sense of gratitude, and we saw it last year as well. She appreciates every moment of being healthy on the floor and being able to compete at this level.
But also, when she had this situation take place, she didn't get a preseason. She didn't get an off season. She just had to hit the ground running. This season, she had a full off season in spring to work on her body, to get healthy, to get physically stronger. She looks so fit this season. She has the stamina to be able to last long, especially if you go to extra sets. We've seen that throughout the entirety of the season, just physically overall, emotionally too. She's in a much better place this season.
And she just picked up her 8th kill. Franklin on the serve, going down the line just wide. And we mentioned it, Charlie Furbringer, a freshman setter. It looks like they've developed a really good chemistry, her and Sarah Franklin.
Definitely. I think it takes time to develop that chemistry, that confidence. How Charlie Furbringer runs the offense was different than the setters who've been running the offense in the past, and they were running a 6-2. So it just takes time, and I think Charlie Furbringer's learning to locate these big physical hitters much better than she did at the beginning of the season.
They just put a roof on the net.
Wisconsin Roofing Company and Smrek and Booth together, that's a deadly combo defensively.
That's 6'7" Carter Booth and 6'9" Anna Smrek.
That's a block I never want to hit against.
That is a roof that will withstand a hurricane.
Correct.
Schumacher on the serve goes at Texas A&M's libero. Logan Lednicki to the floor.
Great response by Logan Lednicki, and I love that set. Gives her the ability to be able to go inside the block if she wants it cross court, or she can turn it. That time she goes to right back defense. Really nice swing by her.
It's coming over. Taylor Humphrey just stuck her hand up.
Margot Manning led this team in aces last year, and she's coming in the back row for Logan Lednicki, who's been a little bit high error from the service line, and she provides a spark off the bench. Manning with the ace there.
Katie, are you feeling okay after Margot pinged you yesterday?
Yeah, Margot did not hold back the punches yesterday in practice. Unfortunately, she did shank a pass, and I did not have my head on a swivel, and therefore took the punishment.
Yeah. We had to go protocol with Katie George.
Yeah, she's fine. Katie's fine.
Worked through it, persevered.
Margot serving the Aggies on a little run here. Dribbler over the tape for the ace.
When you were looking at set 1, you wondered what gives, and we'll get into this after we come back from commercial, but a really nice response from Texas A&M, specifically being aggressive from the service line here in set 2.
Texas A&M up 7-2 here in set number 2. And Jamie Morrison, this is actually his first college head coaching position. He's got a lot of international experience.
Jamie Morrison is really special. He says people first over results, and he's building a culture. He loves competing, he loves impacting people's lives, and he's really thriving at the university level. He's enjoying every minute of it.
He is invested, and you've heard the Aggie players talk about trust a lot. Developing the person, as you mentioned, big family guy. We caught a really cute moment pregame. This is his daughter, Andy. She said, "Dad, come out here. We gotta have a dance party before this game."
Keeping it light, and
So
family's
cute.
so important to him.
He said one of his favorite moments from the season is after they beat ASU in the second round. They got on the team plane, and he was holding his daughter, and he thought, I cannot believe we are going to a regional semifinal, the equivalent of the Sweet 16.
First time A&M has done that since 2019. And they're off to a nice start here in set number 2. What's been the difference for the Aggies in set 2 after losing a close first set?
Yeah, I thought they played great in set 1. I mean, they hit 390. They only had 3 errors. We mentioned Wisconsin was so clean in that first set. But the difference was A&M wasn't getting stops, right? They had 0 aces. They were outblocked by Wisconsin by 2. The dig, there was a 5 dig disparity. Now we've seen a couple of aces already for Texas A&M. You gotta dig the ball and keep the ball off the floor against this Wisconsin team.
Texas A&M is a team that holds their opponents to about 180. They led the SEC, and they were not able to stop Wisconsin much in that first set. So looking to do that better, and it starts from the service line.
Maddie Walk pushing it to the outside to Emily Helmuth. Furbringer to Franklin. Helmuth looking for the back corner, just a bit long. Madison, what has Wisconsin been talking about?
In the Wisconsin huddle, it was very calm and collected. Carter Booth said, hey, let's keep our wits about us, next ball. And then Sheffield came, sat down and said, I have no problem with this. Smrek, keep swinging high, let's get back out there.
Well, we saw Wisconsin, to Madison's point, get behind by, what, 3-4 points in set 1, and then they were able to find themselves. I expect they do much the same here.
Morgan Perkins not giving up on that play.
Morgan Perkins is playing the best volleyball of her career, both offensively and defensively, hitting for extremely high numbers, but you see her get a stop at the net, and that's what Texas A&M needed.
And we talked to Morgan today, and she told us that's her biggest area of improvement since transferring from Oklahoma to A&M was working on her block. She feels like she's getting a lot more touches. Franklin too high.
Well, when Jamie Morrison and his staff took over, they brought a lot of new terminology, a lot of new philosophies to this team, one of which was read blocking. And so for Afena Kasapala, as well as Perkins, he said there were a lot of tears. There was a lot of frustrations teaching them to read block a year ago. Now they're reaping the benefits this season.
What's a key to read blocking?
Well, you can't chase the shiny object. You got to trust your feet, wait, and react.
Oh, what an angle from Emily Helmuth.
Emily Helmuth, a transfer from Pepperdine, really excelling, has learned to take the ball and serve receive. Look at that one-on-one opportunity from Maddie Walk going sharp inside of Lola Schumacher, the left back defender.
She gets that one-on-one because she has established the middle. She has ran the middle so often in this match, as well as Logan Lenecki on the right side, that you have to honor them as a middle blocker. And so you can't release early. That's what leads to Helmuth getting that one-on-one opportunity.
We're seeing that enthusiasm, that joy for Texas A&M that we saw against Arizona State translate over to the round of 16. Jamie Morrison has talked about several times, this is one of the most fun matches he has ever been a part of. Huge win, knocking off Arizona State. So much so they had to go for a treat after this match last week.
Well deserved.
It's huge ice cream. Okay, cone. Also I'm pretty sure there's a donut under that ice cream.
Oh,
I want to know where this
like
was.
a churro donut thing? Ooh.
Looks delicious.
It was at ASU, so it had to be in Phoenix or Tempe. Too far for us to go tonight.
Yeah.
They don't Uber Eats to the Media Center?
It wouldn't melt on the way here, that's for sure.
It's been a lot of good momentum for Texas A&M. Most SEC wins since 2019. They picked up a couple of ranked wins against Texas, which that was a big one because that's their rival, obviously. And they were able to end Texas's 79 conference home match winning streak with that victory on the road.
When Jamie Morrison came to Texas A&M, he said, look, I want to battle with Texas all the time. I want to be the 2 best programs in the state, and I want to have a healthy rivalry. So he was really happy to come out on top of that one.
A&M has jumped out to an 11-5 lead here in set 2. Wisconsin won the first set 25-21. And Devin Robinson trying to get the Badgers back on track.
Robinson's been so consistent. She's more of an offensive threat as one of the 3 middle blockers that Wisconsin utilizes. She's been so great and consistent on that slide set. Great job by Furbringer getting her in a one-on-one situation.
Lednicki with the tip.
She takes out the setter.
Orgel takes a swing and a stop by Kazapala.
Afena Kazapala staying at the net. Fantastic eye work to see where that ball, it was a broken play. To see the ball was coming from off the net. Orgel didn't have a lot of good angles, and the eye work from Kazapala in the middle, able to block that ball.
Wisconsin did not have any attacking errors in the first set. They have 2 kills here in set 2, but 3 errors here in set 2.
Nice job by Furbringer, just recognizing the situation. We're down by a couple of points here. We need to get going offensively. Why don't I just mix it up, throw it over on second contact?
Teams start to relax on setters. Obviously, when your setter's in the front row, you have to have a blocker on there. You have to communicate. But as soon as that block relaxes, that's when the setter attacks.
Lednicki coming after it. Diving save by Schumacher. Franklin. Yes, that is in.
Lola Schumacher is digging the ball so well and with control, so they're able to run their offense. Look at, she gets under, lifts it. Charlie Furbringer has plenty of time to feed that ball to Sarah Franklin, finding the corner open.
What a luxury to have so much depth from your littles, the DSs that we see from Wisconsin. Guchkinch was everywhere in set 1. Schumacher going to work here in set 2.
Ofena Kazapala puts that one just in front of Julia Orgel. And Lola Schumacher, a true freshman. So Wisconsin has 2 true freshmen at key positions, setter and libero.
And that's one of the reasons why Kelly Sheffield said, hey, we were slow developing. We had freshmen in important positions, the libero at Lola Schumacher, and then Charlie Furbringer. So it took us a little time to develop our roles.
On the move to Humphrey. Dances across the top of the tape. Logan Lednicki with a hammer.
Misplayed ball by Wisconsin, and Logan Lednicki, she does not hesitate to get up there and crush that ball at the open net.
And just patience by Texas A&M. Not getting too overzealous. Humphrey stays down, allows that overpass to come. Lednicki finishes.
7 kills for Logan Lednicki, no errors. Furbringer going to Booth in the middle.
It's funny when you look at Wisconsin, we're talking about the littles, but I mean, they've got bigs and they've got littles.
Yes,
it's a big disparity.
I mean, a lot of specialists, and Smrek and Booth are very good defensively, but then you've got those great players playing behind the block as well, keeping the ball off the floor.
She hit that with her right hand, by the way. Far, a little bit wide of a set coming out from Maddie Walk. Just a heads-up athletic play from Logan Lednicki to throw up her other hand.
Maddie Walk is chucking this ball out so quick that it's another one-on-one situation, so it doesn't matter that she's attacking with her right hand. The donut's open in the middle of the court.
Smrek will take it on the right side. That time with her left hand, a little more power. Free ball back to Texas A&M. They trust Logan Lednicki, but it hits off. It's going to be a Wisconsin point.
Julia Orgel, we talk about her defense, her swinging in transition, but how about this block? One of the smallest blockers in the front row right now for Wisconsin, and she gets out there and presses her hands over the net, cutting off the angles of the attacker.
Underneath it. Furbringer to CeCe Crawford in the middle, coming right back to Wisconsin. Smrek through the block, split it.
A couple of really nice blocks here in the last 2 points from Wisconsin. They get Lednicki, and then they close up there against the middle, which is the bread and butter of this Texas A&M offense.
Wisconsin with 4 blocks in the match, and Texas A&M is going to take a timeout here as Wisconsin is within 4. We mentioned the bigs, but we've talked a lot about the littles, and they have been flying around the court today.
I love the littles sacrificing their body to keep it off the floor. Lola Schumacher, Gigi, Lola Schumacher, another heads-up play. I mean, everything they can do to keep the ball off the floor. And the elite teams in the country have really nice backcourt play from a lot of strong defensive players.
In the world of NIL, I would like to lobby for Gushtikins to get with a syrup company, maybe Aunt Jemima's, because she's been pancaking every which way tonight. Could somebody work on that for her, please?
IHOP.
By the way, driving around Lincoln, Nebraska, I saw 5 billboards with Nebraska volleyball players on them. 5.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Yes.
We'll get to see Nebraska coming up 30 minutes after this match concludes. They'll face Dayton for the last spot in the regional finals. Here's how our bracket portion shapes up. This Nebraska team that we'll see later tonight, they made it all the way to the national championship match. They were so close to their 6th national championship, but Texas served them off the court. And that
Just
Nebraska
like
fan, yep, temporary Aggie fan, because Texas A&M is playing one of Nebraska's rivals.
Can we just go back real quick, Brad, our lovely director? Is that John Cook on his sweatshirt? And who is behind him holding John Cook of that fan? Are they selling that sweatshirt?
That's fantastic.
I don't know exactly who that is. That's from Step Brothers. I love the reference, but not sure who that female is.
Is it Harper Murray?
It might be. I need him to flatten out his sweatshirt so I can get a better look.
Well, we might have to send Madison over there to figure that out.
Yeah.
Lednicky's just going to put that on the court.
A bit of a miscommunication there from Charlie Furbringer and her middle blocker.
Smrek. Hannah Smrek's feeling it. That's kill number 6.
Look out below.
And Morgan Perkins did a really nice job getting there, closing that block. But unfortunately, when you are that tall and you've got that big of a reach, you can go over the block.
You have a lot of experience being that tall, 6'9"?
Yeah, I have no experience in that. I could barely jump over a phone book, Courtney.
We will test that tomorrow. System swing. It does send Wisconsin scrambling out of system, though. That's all that Lednicki could do with that ball. Julia Orjol looking for the line. Did get it, yes.
22 in white. Julia Orjol loves the crossbody, and she does it really quick, and the right hand of that outside blocker just keeps getting used.
The hit is wide. Point, Texas A&M.
So they're going to reverse this call, say the hit was wide, and give the point to the Aggies. This would be something that you could challenge.
But now Jamie Morrison just wants the down official to check their rotation to make sure that they're still in proper rotation so that they have the right server back there.
Watch Julia Orjol. Looks like she misses that right hand of the right side blocker.
Devin Robinson, she's wide. Texas A&M up 18-12 now.
Texas A&M putting up a solid block and making Devin Robinson hit around and forcing an error.
They'll try Robinson again. Rejected!
I don't mind the repeat from Charlie Furbringer to go back to her. It was an awesome swing that just went a little bit wide, but great job by Texas A&M's block to recognize she might still be the hot hand to set up that block and force the point.
Largest lead for the Aggies. They have been in control most of set 2 after dropping the first. Orjol's turn. Kill for Julia Orjol.
Wisconsin's passing the ball extremely well. We're not seeing Charlie Furbringer chase as much as we did in the first set, but Texas A&M has been able to score with their defense.
Helmuth dug up by Schumacher. Franklin readjusting. Maddie Walk back to Helmuth.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Emily Helmuth lighting things up on the left side, but it's made possible by the pace of this set by Maddie Walk. Look how fast she pushes it out. The block gets wide, and then she goes inside, sharp angle.
Coast to coast, what a great push by Walk.
Furbringer trying to dump. Doesn't work, but Helmuth gonna go a bit wide this time.
I like that Helmuth's not afraid to take some big swings. That one she missed wide, but not going up there and getting tentative against the big Wisconsin block.
It's going to be interesting to see now that Texas A&M's at 20. Can you have the urgency necessary to close out this set, tie things up one apiece? If you're Wisconsin, are you able to start building momentum and shift it back to your side of the court?
They've got a big hole to climb out of.
Great dig.
That was Goochtikin. Carter Booth up at the net, and that's going to be a net violation on Texas A&M.
Gigi again in the backcourt for Wisconsin, keeping the ball off the floor, and that keeps her team in the rally, and they're able to win that point.
She already has 7 digs. Kazapala in the middle.
Again, I love the run from Maddie Walk. Not a perfect set. That's when you expect a setter to go to her middle. She's on the 10-foot line here. She drifts her body, but she still gets this ball up to Kazapala to keep, and there's 2 blockers in front of her, and she's still able to work it through. Really nice run.
Sarah Franklin was trying to get through that Texas A&M block.
That ball was set tight to the net and played right into the hands of Kazapala and Lednicki for Texas A&M.
Furbringer to Franklin.
Whoa.
Look at the wall on the Texas A&M side of the net.
Logan Lednicki has been working on her blocking footwork in her hand placement. Look at her hands on the opponent's side of the net, grabbing the ball, nowhere for Sarah Franklin to go.
She's almost at the top of the antenna there, 10 feet.
A&M needs 2 points. Booth on the slide. Anna Smart comes back in for Wisconsin.
After Wisconsin was error-free in the first set, they've got 8 in the second set.
Yeah, hitting 069.
But if you're Wisconsin, you've got your biggest block up there in the front row. You'd like to go on a run right now with your serve. Unfortunately, not the case here.
Set point Aggies looking to even the match.
Madison Fitzpatrick told us at the start of this game, Jamie Morrison told his group after they played at the beginning of the season, you are good enough to play with this Wisconsin team. We want to face them again. A great response here in set 2.
Sarah Franklin coming in. Booth in the middle. Working her way around that block.
Wisconsin staying alive, but barely.
Second set point here for Texas A&M. And an ace for Sarah Franklin.
Big moments right now, especially for Texas A&M. Can they stay confident? They're playing at a very high level. They need to keep their foot on the gas, and it starts with a pass.
Or no pass.
Service error will hand it to the Aggies, and they even up this match with a win in set 2. We will at least play 4 sets.
You wanted to see more service pressure from A&M. You wanted to see more blocks, more digs. You got all 3 there in set 2.
Texas A&M rebounds after dropping the first set 25-21, did not lose any momentum. Logan Lednicki right now, 9 kills, just 1 error.
Logan Lednicki has been really impressive tooling the block. We saw her make a big defensive stop on Franklin. In the 8 errors by Wisconsin was really the difference in the second set.
And Jamie Morrison is standing by with Madison.
Coach, great response by you guys in the second set. What was the shift between set 1 and set 2?
I don't think it was much of one. I thought they played a perfect set, and we just talked about staying true to our principles and staying true to the scouting report we had. And I thought that came to fruition in there. And I just talked to the team. I said they'd come back down to earth, and they did, and it's a battle now.
Logan Lednicki, 9 kills in the 2 sets, throwing her body around, diving into the bench. How much of a difference maker is she?
Oh, she's huge, and she's developed a lot this year and put a lot of work into that. One of the things we talked about in the locker room is just the amount of work that got into us getting better. That defensive thing is a piece of it.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, Logan Lednicki, 9 kills, hitting .320, 7 digs, and 2 blocks through 2 sets. We will at least play 4 between these two. Let's get you back to the studio with Sam Gore and Jen Hoffman.
When you're battling the size of Wisconsin, you have to beat them with speed. And I think Wisconsin can get more discipline with their block. They're late on their press, and that's where the speed can beat them.
Service error to start this set by Maddie Walk.
Jamie Morrison also said sometimes being smaller can play to your advantage because you're able to see angles a little bit better and use that block. I mean, Holly, you know better than most.
Thanks.
That actually
Is that because you're short?
I won't take that personally.
lovingly.
I know.
She has all the shots.
How about helmet down the line from the right side? Emily, number 4 in black. Beautiful swing for Texas A&M, coming out with energy in this third set.
But there is truth to being smaller and seeing better
Yes,
angles.
agreed.
I mean, one of us has an Olympic bronze medal, and it's not me. Or Katie.
No.
And a smack. That Texas A&M block started showing up in set 2.
Anna Smrek brought her arm down. Earlier in the match, she was staying high. This time, Taylor Humphrey sets up the block number 11 in black and is just disciplined with her press.
Going over, and right there, Taylor Humphrey, the transfer from Rutgers.
We have seen such an improvement in Texas A&M's defense. Defense starts at the service line, applying pressure, and it starts at the net from the block.
And Wisconsin has to take a timeout at the start of set 3. The Aggies already up 3-1.
Well, Logan Lednicki is leading Texas A&M 3-1 here in the third set. Logan Lednicki has 9 kills on the night. She's a true leader of this team, and she's an Aggie through and through. Her dad, Kyle Lednicki, was a 4-year athlete, long snapper at Texas A&M football. Logan said, growing up, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I'd brag to all my friends in elementary school. She said, getting to grow up, going to football games, and seeing the Aggie culture, it just feels so full circle having Texas A&M written across her chest. Logan called her dad her superhero and finished by saying he gets choked up when talking about her and the Lednicki legacy that continues at Texas A&M.
Yeah, really cool stuff to play for the team that you grew up cheering for. Her grandmother lives in College Station. No choice but to be an Aggie, right?
I love that.
Katie, you got to play for the team that in the city you grew up in. What was that like? Special?
Oh, it was incredible. It's so funny, speaking from experience, when you're 15, 16 years old going through the recruiting process, you think, I want to go as far away as possible. I wanted to go to UCLA, across the country. And then it ended up working out that I stayed at home. It was the best thing ever. You have your family and friends at all of your matches. You can go home and have dinner with your parents. Mom can do your laundry if you need it. It was a really special experience.
Yulia Orgel is wide as Wisconsin tries to find their way out of this funk. We were talking about in that break the early timeouts that Kelly Sheffield has called, one in every set.
It's interesting. It's an interesting philosophy. I mean, we just came out of intermission where you got 3-4 minutes to spend talking to your team, and he's done it all 3 sets. I would like to see my team play a little bit longer, allow them to kind of find their rhythm. I mean, they were only down by 2. It was 3-1 by the time he called that first timeout, Holly.
I think timeouts are better when you want to stop a run, but a 2-point difference at 3-1, I'm not sure why.
You only get 2 timeouts per set. Wisconsin will have one left in this set. Into the middle with Morgan Perkins for Texas A&M.
Wisconsin's not serving the ball tough enough. Maddie Walk is having a field day running that middle, and they're able to score.
When you look at both middle blockers for Texas A&M, Casapal is hitting 667. Morgan Perkins, who's in right now, 600. So efficient from the middle of the court.
They're pretty good?
Pretty good.
And 12 kills out of the middle. That's a good start for Texas A&M offensively.
Here comes Devin Robinson off of 1 foot. Wisconsin trying to find its offensive rhythm after it was errorless in set number 1, hit over 500, but right now hitting in the negative. Maddie Walk with the tip, saved by Schumacher. Back to Robinson off of 1 foot. And Sarah Franklin is going to win that little joust. Not a fair fight.
Lednicki had that dig easy and just overpassed it, and she wants that one back. But volleyball is such a game of momentum. You saw Wisconsin hit incredible numbers the first set and then really came down to earth, and Texas A&M just stay in the course.
Wisconsin within 1. Too wide from Taylor Humphrey. And the Badgers tie it up at 6.
Just back-to-back plays there from A&M mismanaged. You'd want those back.
Lednicki coming in, and Devin Robinson got a hand on that ball.
33% of the offense for Texas A&M runs to Logan Lednicki, and Devin Robinson knew it was going there, made a quick move to close that block for Wisconsin.
Texas A&M is going to call timeout as Wisconsin is now on a 4-0 run.
And Kelly Sheffield told us yesterday at practice, they run Logan Lednicki out of the back row more so than any team they faced this season, particularly in conference play in the Big Ten. That was a part of their scout. They knew it was coming. Great job in execution from Devin Robinson there in the middle.
Now, this Wisconsin defense, second in the nation in blocks per set. They're 6th in total blocks this season. They've got a handful of players averaging over a block per set. Usually something they're so disciplined with, and it's really helped them this season. They've got 5 blocks today. Well, a close match here in Lincoln. We've had close matches all over the place. Our regional semifinals were so much fun. We are going to get to see Kentucky and Pitt play tomorrow at 5. Remember, Kentucky is a national championship winning team. They won it in 2020.
They always start the season, it seems, off to a rocky start. Craig Skinner does schedule so tough. They work through some injuries, but always, time and time again, they seem to click and hit the ground running right before the NCAA tournament. We've seen that from Kentucky. Pittsburgh, Holly, were taken to the brink yesterday by Oregon.
Yes, they were. And Stanford versus Louisville is a rubber match. Both teams have won on their own home floor, so I'm looking forward to that one.
The Creighton-Texas match earlier today.
Oh, fire.
So intense, so much fun. Creighton's offense is incredible. I had so much fun watching that match. I cannot wait to see those two teams go head-to-head tomorrow.
We've got you covered on our ESPN family of networks. Yeah, that Creighton team, Ava Martin and Nora Sis, both had 15 kills apiece in the win over Texas, and that sent the 2-time defending champ home, the Texas Longhorns, which this Texas A&M team, I'm sure, was not sad about. That's a heated rivalry, as we mentioned.
We ran into some Texas A&M fans on the way over here. They were actually thrilled with the results they saw earlier.
They were Blue Jay fans today. Walk trying to set it to the back corner. Furbringer. Misconnection there to Sarah Franklin. It's going to result in a point anyway.
I just listened in on Texas A&M's huddle, and the Great Wall of Madison is definitely heating up. So Coach Jamie Morrison said it's the little things that matter. Get in and cover. When Wisconsin's block is heating up, don't get caught high. Get in there and take it.
Five blocks for Wisconsin tonight. Yes, just enough in for Emily Helmuth, and you heard Madison mention the Great Wall. of Madison. That's the blocking numbers in the 4 of these women that are averaging over a block per set.
And when you have a very big block and very effective block, it really shrinks the court defensively. If you're attacking against it, it's hard to find open court.
Sarah Franklin to the floor.
And just because you're tall doesn't make you a surefire great blocker. You have to be disciplined, you have to be committed, train your eyes, and all 4 of those women, they've done that. So I don't want people to think, well, oh, she's 6'9", of course she's a great blocker. No, this is an absolute skill that you have to be committed to, and the 4 of them certainly do that.
Trying to work around that Wisconsin block. She gets a third opportunity, saved by Schumacher. Franklin's turn. Smrek on the other side. Aggies keep it alive. Free ball to the Badgers. And a miss hit by Emily Helmuth.
How about Lola Schumacher, left arm stab to keep it alive, and Franklin gets it over the net.
At the line serving for the Badgers, number 13, Sarah Franklin.
Lola Schumacher's going to need an ice bath.
Natural ability, though. I mean, just to be able to read the ball and put your body in the right place.
She's had double-figure digs now 22 times this season. Her true freshman campaign. Another adding to the total. Afena Calzapala in the middle.
Afena Calzapala going away from Lola Schumacher, going crossbody, attacking right back at the setter, Charlie Furbringer, with success.
Out of rotation violation.
So they called Wisconsin out of rotation. So this is going to be a point for Texas A&M.
So does Calzapala get the kill then in the stat line? Because I feel like she earned that one.
Show up in the stat line for Afena Calzapala.
That ball was set too low for Carter Booth at 6'7", and Calzapala all over it. She reads the crossbody swing, jumps into it, takes it away.
Franklin tipping over the block, and the dive by Ellie Stinson. The hustle's gonna pay off for the Aggies.
Such great pursuit, and that ball actually was coming at Sarah Franklin a lot faster than I think she read and anticipated. Look at just this reach to be able to throw your body underneath that ball. And then unfortunately, Sarah Franklin can't capitalize on the overpass.
Ellie Stinson ran that ball down for Texas A&M.
And Ellie Stinson battled with Ava Underwood for the Libero jersey in the preseason. It was so close. She's had a nice year. Lednicki dug by Schumacher. Sarah Franklin puts it away. We got to go back to the previous point and the save from Ellie Stinson.
It's one thing to see it. It's another thing to be able to track it down like this and keep it up high and in the court of play. Awesome effort by Stinson.
Transferred in from Northwestern. Led the Big Ten in digs per set. Second in the Big Ten in digs per set last year.
Texas A&M has some transfers that are really contributing. Emily Helmuth from Pepperdine has been a huge boost to this Texas A&M team, as has Ellie Stinson and Maddie Walk, the setter.
Yeah, Helmuth back to serve now. She was the 2022 WCC Freshman of the Year when she was at Pepperdine. Smrek on the right side. The angle.
What a shot.
Anna Smrek goes inside the 3-meter line, sharp cross court. There's no defender there. You see Logan Lednicki coming in for the tip. Impressive angle by Anna Smrek of Wisconsin.
What is she doing with her hand to cut that so sharply?
On top and side of the ball, and obviously the high contact point makes that angle possible.
You say thumb up. when you want to finish with your contact on the ball and finish with that thumb up, almost like you're giving a thumbs up to somebody. That's how you want that contact to be able to hit a shot that sharp. Thumb down would be wrist away. You see Sarah Franklin do the thumb down, wrist away shot 4-4 quite often.
Pushing it to the middle with Perkins.
The Aggies are getting really nice block touches that are slowing down the attack from Wisconsin and allowing them to transition attack for points, and that's something that's been a difference for them since the second set.
Little Orzel, but a block touch for Texas A&M. Lednicki. Up by Franklin. Smrek here. One arm save by Emily Helmuth. CeCe Crawford in the middle for Wisconsin.
And I like that run from Furbringer. You think of CeCe Crawford as more of a defensive blocker. She is the best blocker on this team. She's so committed to it. She thinks she should stuff people every single time. Nice job, though, getting her involved in this offense by Charlie Furbringer.
Guchtikin's turn. Timing a bit off, going to Perkins. Orzel. Blocked. Lednicki. Wow, you blink and A&M has 8 blocks.
Logan Lednicki has been working on that hand placement, pressing over the net, and every inch you press over the net cuts off a bigger portion of the court.
8 blocks after 0 from the first set.
Orzel readjusting and busting through the block. Wisconsin back within 1.
And I think that's just a heads-up play by Orzel because she recognizes, I just went against Logan Lednicki. She's now in the back row. I've got Maddie Walk in front of me, 5'10". I can go line over the top of her.
Ooh, calling corner pocket is Taylor Humphrey.
Taylor Humphrey, another transfer for Texas A&M, and she goes fast and high down that line for the kill.
Feels like Humphrey's kind of coming alive on that outside pin for A&M.
Definitely is. She's hitting over 300. 7 kills.
Devin Robinson, so deadly off 1 foot, that time finding some line open. Looks like the block from Texas A&M trying to take away her angle.
Why is it that some are so good off of 1 foot as compared to staying in front on 2?
I think you're more dynamic. Jumping off 1 foot, it's like swing blocking. You're more dynamic, you're higher above the net.
More momentum going into it, turn into it.
Let's check in with Madison.
Well, guys, Logan Lednicki said this may happen, but Nebraska fans, they're trickling in now, and they are actively cheering when Texas A&M gets points. Some even standing to cheer on the Aggies. And if that doesn't speak to the Nebraska-Wisconsin rivalry, I really don't know what does.
No doubt, Madison. We kind of expected that. Didn't know if we were going to see it come to fruition, but certainly it has. A lot of Aggie fans right now.
Afina Kazapala going behind her setter. Wisconsin keeps it alive. What a save! And a tackle.
Huge celebration on the Wisconsin side of the net. They're just looking to change the momentum to their side. But Kazapala going against 2 Wisconsin blockers in the effort defensively to get the ball over the net. And then it drops in. Carter Booth with 1 arm. Wow.
She deserves that celebration. Unbelievable play.
Is that a momentum-shifting play for Wisconsin? We're about to find out. They're only down 1 here in the 3rd set. Helmuth. And they stop it, Wisconsin with a block.
A lot of the teams who play against Wisconsin set away from Carter Booth and Anna Smrek, and I think that's a good strategy. Run your offense towards the right side of the court, but in this situation, setter is front row. Look for her to be aggressive off a good pass for Texas A&M.
Tied for the 8th time. Casapala behind the setter. Helmuth down the line, will not get it, and Wisconsin jumps ahead.
And when you have the setter up with only 2 hitters, you become somewhat one-dimensional, easy to read from a blocking standpoint. Yes, Logan Lednicki is in the back row, but right now you're seeing Texas A&M struggle to side out with setter up.
So Texas A&M will call a timeout here as Wisconsin is on a run trying to fight back into this one. Texas A&M even up the match with a 25-18 win in set 2.
This is a rotation for Texas A&M that they struggle against. I had them earlier in the season against Tennessee, and this is where they bled out a lot of points. So they need to figure out they need Logan Lednicki in the back row so she can attack when their setter Maddie Walk is in the front row to give them another offensive option.
We mentioned, is there a momentum shift here for Wisconsin? They're on a 3-0 run. Let's take you back a couple of points when they started that momentum.
Defensive scramble, Carter Booth getting the one-arm dig/kill. And that's the type of play defensively, a big stop like that can create momentum.
A 3-0 run for the Badgers. They're up 18-17. Wisconsin looking for its 15th regional final. This would just be the 3rd regional final for Texas A&M if they get a win today. Still got a 4th set to play at least. These two teams met back in September. Wisconsin got the sweep, but it was closer than the sweep would tell you. Texas A&M was hoping they would have another shot at the Badgers, and they've got it here in the NCAA tournament. Lednicki, tough by Schumacher. Sarah Franklin, and Texas A&M can't get that over. Sarah Franklin has 14 kills.
Defensive effort makes things happen, and right now Wisconsin able to out-scramble the Aggies.
Helmuth on the outside, stopped by Smrek. Helmuth going a little harder, and Carter Booth gets in on it.
So that first set from Walk was a little bit too low, kind of left her in a closet in the block. Second one, obviously off the block, they leave her high, able to work herself through. So you gotta be able to leave these hitters up enough so they can go up and get it. You don't wanna leave them too low or too tight against this big block.
Casapala rejection.
Really nice response there here when we're seeing runs go back and forth by Texas A&M.
Casapala, wonderful eye work, seeing it go outside. She hangs and swats that ball. Sarah Franklin needs to go higher to find the open court.
Casapala, she told us, watches volleyball all the time. She is a volleyball junkie. And Smrek to the court. 8 kills now for Smrek.
And I love that rotation from Wisconsin. You obviously have 3 attackers in position, but they run Smrek on a slide, not just a straight up set to the opposite. And she, as Holly and I mentioned earlier, able to be dynamic off of 1 foot.
Lednicki stopped on the left pin.
Anna Smrek gets up and just takes all of the ball. I love her blocking technique, especially when it's tight. Look at her just smother the ball. There's nowhere to go.
Free ball back to the Badgers. Just smacking it in the middle. Wisconsin 3 points away from taking the advantage in the match. Helmuth hitting on the right side. Furbringer going back row with Franklin. Anna Smrek is taking over.
Look out below. Anna Smrek gets her feet to that ball and again goes over the top. The Aggies have a well-formed block and she just goes over.
And as a setter, it's your job to read the situation. When you've got the hot hand, you got to continue to feed her, and right now that's what Charlie Furbringer is doing.
Anna Smrek, a full stat line, 9 kills, 3 digs, 5 blocks. I mean, she was a game changer in 2021 in the national championship match for Wisconsin. And a miss hit, easy point for the Badgers.
You like the run to the middle because it's what they do so well, but unfortunately mistimed there, set a little bit too far out in front of Casapala, and they aren't able to connect.
Matt, set point for Wisconsin. Guess who? Anna Smrek with a block, and Wisconsin takes a 2-1 advantage in this match. They end on a 6-0 run.
Incredible. Anna Smrek's defense at the net turned things around at the end. Wisconsin able to go up 2-1.
Wisconsin leads our regional semifinal. A win in this set, and the Badgers will advance to Sunday's regional final. Anna Smrek, a key piece in that run to end it for Wisconsin in the third. They went on and scored 6 straight points.
Wisconsin locked in. Tough service pressure. Texas A&M was stuck in a rotation 6, where the setters right front, and they only have 2 front row hitters that are stacked right in front of Anna Smrek, and Anna Smrek had her way defensively.
I feel like the story of the match has been whoever's serving tough at that moment and whoever's blocking well at the net. Defensively, whoever is stronger in that moment has won their given set.
One of the players we mentioned at the beginning of this match was Logan Lednicki for Texas A&M. In the first set, 5 kills, no errors. Since then, -130. This will be a swing for Logan Lednicki, and she's stopped by Carter Booth. There's the block.
But unfortunately in that situation, Texas A&M is so out of system, you know exactly where Walk has to take the ball. She's got to throw it up high to the outside. It allows Wisconsin's block to set up easily on Lednicki in that moment.
And this rotation, blocking-wise, for Wisconsin is their strongest.
Smrek got a touch on that ball with her block. And blocked right back with a Fenna Casapala and Logan Lednicki. And Wisconsin ending set 3 on a 10-2 run, and they did not start the set off very well. They were able to figure it out. Franklin's turn. Lednicki on the right side where she's most comfortable. 11 kills for Logan Lednicki to lead Texas A&M. She's a dig away from a double-double, and there's an ace from Emily Helmuth.
Pace to space. Helmuth going for it right at the seam between Lola Schumacher and Julia Orgel, and it had so much pace that the breakdown in communication.
Wisconsin has so many offensive weapons. You have to apply pressure from the service line to make them one-dimensional and get them out of system.
Ava Underwood with a pancake to keep the rally going. Schumacher steps in to set up Smrek. And Sarah Franklin said, I'm just sending this over.
Heads up play by her, just tracking the ball there. Sometimes it's about finesse, not power, and she places that ball extremely well for the point.
Sarah Franklin leading all attackers in this match with 15 kills. She is a semifinalist for the National Player of the Year, trying to repeat with that award. And Lednicki hits the antenna, point Wisconsin.
I like that run, though. They run 2 hitters behind the setter and Maddie Walk. She fires that thing out to the antenna. Unfortunately for Lednicki there, she just turns it a little bit too sharp and hits the antenna.
And Texas A&M trying to use that speed to beat the Wisconsin block. Swiping it off the block. They will not get this call, though. Taylor Humphrey wanted it, and Jamie Morrison has the green challenge card.
The entire Aggie team pointed to their coach and said there was a touch on that play.
Each team will get 2 challenges per match. If you're correct in your challenge, you get to keep it. If we go to a 5th set, you'll get an additional
the
challenge.
Calls out, no touch, point Wisconsin. Texas A&M is challenging a touch.
This is our first challenge of the day.
It is.
It's pretty good. I mean, we watched that
I love that for us.
Pittsburgh-Oregon match, and there was challenges flying left and right.
There were.
The green challenge card was highly active.
This Texas A&M team has 4 players that played club volleyball together at Skyline. Ava Underwood, Maddie Walk, Logan Lednicki, and Morgan Perkins. And that's unusual to have teams that played, 4 players that played juniors together reunite at the collegiate level.
Such great chemistry, right? When you grew up playing together.
They're looking for a touch on this.
If it did touch Orgel, it got her forearm, so it's hard to see any movement.
The original call was no touch, point Wisconsin.
I'm trying to see if the ball changed rotation.
From these 2 angles, I don't see anything that would overturn the call.
After review, there was a touch off the block. Texas A&M will get the point and keep their challenge.
Okay. So Jamie Morrison correct in his challenge. Both teams still with 2 challenges, and Texas A&M grabs that point. This is a must-win set for Texas A&M. They have to win this set to force a 5th. Texas A&M hasn't been to the regional final since 2001. That's just straight filth out of the middle.
And it's a great response from Wisconsin after a little bit of a wait there for the challenge call. Quick 1 set right in front of the setter. It's a perfect pass. Carter Booth gets up high, goes wrist away to left back. Excellent swing.
Carter Booth at 9 kills, hitting a cool 571. Okay, Logan Lednicki.
Logan Lednicki cooled down for the Aggies, but now heating up in this set. This is a must-win situation, and the Aggies know they need kills from Logan Lednicki. Look at the sharp angle with power from Logan.
And you see her run off to the bench. Come on, let's go. You see the urgency from this A&M team.
Underwood with the dig. Walk, setting Helmuth out of the back row. And CeCe Crawford trying to tip it over.
Love the disciplined block in transition. Setter was front row, and Aggies did not relax. They stayed on her and were able to shut down the point.
Humphrey. Franklin saves it. In comes Schmreck off the block. Schmreck take 2. Into the middle with Crawford just too wide.
Multiple defensive plays there by Texas A&M's backcourt. Great job keeping the ball alive. A couple of missed opportunities maybe from an attacking standpoint, but unfortunately for Wisconsin, the error leads to an A&M point.
Wisconsin hitting negative in this set. CeCe Crawford will take that.
CeCe Crawford so confident. She hits that gap set, soft Midas touch right to that donut. Because the defenders are on the perimeter, that ball falls often.
Well, Courtney, to your point, Wisconsin hitting -0 at this point. Texas A&M not much better, 100 on the set so far.
And in the first set, we saw blistering numbers over 400 for both teams.
Yeah, Wisconsin didn't have an attacking error in the first set.
Volleyball's cruel like that.
And we still love it. That was not touched by A&M, so that's going to be 4 contacts on Wisconsin.
Orgel trying to go down that line, but a little bit too low on contact. This ball's coming from off the net, and Orgel trying to sneak it by Maddie Walk.
No, no, no. No, 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 as they wag their fingers.
Serve goes at Franklin. Running Devin Robinson on the slide.
It's a beautiful slide set, and actually she hangs it inside, so Devin Robinson has her choice. Do I want to cut it back, go cross court, or do I want to bang down the line? Excellent run by Charlie Furbringer and Devin Robinson. They have a really nice connection.
And Sarah Franklin passing a dime right in her setter's hands, and that's what initiates the offense.
Kelly Sheffield said that was one of the areas that she really worked hard on in the offseason coming into this year. He says she's one of the best serve receive passers in the country.
She got those extra reps in, turned herself into an elite passer. And we were talking to Coach Sheffield. He said, you know, some players, you win the National Player of the Year, they would have been okay with that. She was not satisfied, went to work even harder. Helmet is blocked by Robinson.
Charlie Furbringer, the setter on the right side for Wisconsin, actually pulled her hands down so she wouldn't get tooled, and that ball goes off Robinson out of bounds.
Yeah, tooled, so it's Texas A&M's point. I mean, that's a perfect pass right on top of Charlie Furbringer's head from Sarah Franklin.
Aggies digging balls, but not getting the swings they want, and that's really important. If you're digging balls, you want good swings in transition. Point opportunities are not easy to find against a team like Wisconsin.
Gives it back to Emily Helmuth after she has to pass that ball.
And a nice response there from Helmuth, because obviously that ball prior was behind her head. She mishits it, then she comes back and gets a nice kill.
Helmuth, a volleyball family. Her mom, Erin, played volleyball at Baylor. Her sister, Avery, plays at Oklahoma Baptist. Furbringer calls on Franklin. Lednicki went after it. Goochtikin dives in. Yes, that's in for Sarah Franklin.
How do you defend that?
You don't. I mean, Sarah Franklin, high contact point, gets her feet to this ball, but it starts with a fantastic dig. Charlie Furbringer, again, bump setting that ball on a dime, and Franklin goes to work high contact point to the corner.
That's going to be a bit wide. Point Wisconsin. Let's check in with Madison.
Well, you guys, Coach Sheffield is very stoic, and every once in a while he'll give a golf clap. But after that Sarah Franklin swing, it was a big "let's go" and a big fist bump. So that one really fired him up. But he's very stoic on the sidelines. So that was fun to watch.
I think, Madison, a lot of teams take on the personality of their coaches. Jamie Morrison told us, when I'm loose and when I'm calm on the sidelines, my team remains calm in the moment. But right now, Jamie Morrison's group has got to find something, because it's all Wisconsin these last few points.
You know, it's funny. We asked his freshman setter, Charlie Furbringer, to describe Kelly Sheffield, her head coach. This is what she said: high volleyball IQ, sarcastic, dad jokes, and he plays the same music at every practice.
I don't know if that's a resounding.
And I said, why is the coach picking the music that's supposed to be pumping up the athletes?
I'm okay with it, because they played the theme from Star Wars yesterday, and I'm definitely here for that.
Yeah, but it was generational for sure.
It was.
Played a lot of the classics. Yeah.
Logan Lednicki shutting down Anna Schmreck.
Well, you were cringing a little bit because you thought Kasapala maybe missed out on an opportunity timing-wise to throw down, but a good job by Lednicki joining her there at the net to get the point.
A&M up by 3, a must-win set for the Aggies. Orgel all over that to save it. Lednicki's turn. Booth getting it over. And a mishit by Taylor Humphrey.
It's just an unfortunate situation, kind of a broken play, a bit chaotic. If you're Maddie Walk in that situation, I know you want to push tempo because you want to beat Wisconsin with speed, but you got to leave the ball high enough up in the air so your attackers can go up and get it.
Logan Lednicki for the Aggies heating up lately. She's been the go-to player on the right side. She went quiet for sets 2 and 3.
And Wisconsin knows she's the go-to. I mean, she's the main point in the scouting report, and yet she's still finding ways to get kills, which just speaks to the strength of her attacking ability.
Carter Booth coming in.
Doesn't have to be pretty, does it?
No.
Big seam in that Aggie block, and Carter Booth going off one foot takes advantage of it.
Wisconsin trailing by 2 here in the 4th set. If they win this set, they're advancing to Sunday, and Logan Lednicki has something to say about it.
Well, Holly said it. I mean, Logan Lednicki is coming to life. I'd set her every single time if I had the chance because she is hot as her team has a 3-point lead here in set 4. Well, we talk a lot about Logan Lednicki, but Taylor Humphrey has come alive in sets 3 and 4 for Texas A&M. Her net play has been so strong. Also on that outside pin, she's been getting kill after kill, 8 kills so far on the match, but she's also been a threat defensively at the net, setting up this block against Anna Schmreck, who we know is a lethal attack. Really nice job by Taylor Humphrey helping out her Aggie team.
And you see the balance here for Texas A&M. Maddie Walk, the setter, orchestrating this offense of multiple weapons, trying to attack at this Wisconsin team.
Different players have taken over at different times during this match and stepping up when they need them.
And there's an ace for the Aggies, thanks to Margot Manning.
Margot Manning has been a serving specialist for this team and come in and spark them early in this match, and now we see her again coming up with an ace.
4 aces for Texas A&M. Schmreck. Out of the back row, Helmuth. And it's shut down by Wisconsin.
Wisconsin there with a triple block to slow down the back row attack. Nice discipline by Wisconsin on that one.
Nice block touch there by Cece Crawford.
She'll go behind the setter. And it's a point to A&M.
Well, linesman motioned that there was a touch on the play, and now the up ref sees that.
And now they're giving the point to Wisconsin. Jamie Morris could challenge that. He will not.
Someone told him, yes, there was a touch, coach.
Free ball back to the Badgers. Crawford out of the middle.
Cece Crawford for Wisconsin has come alive. Furbringer getting her the ball, and she's been able to score.
It was 16-12. Wisconsin goes on this run, and now it feels like they're stealing all of the momentum back.
Madison, what has Wisconsin been talking about?
Well, in the Wisconsin huddle, Sheffield said we need to keep their set off the net, so we need to be aggressive with our serve to limit their offense. Aggressive serving and blocking was their focus, but right there executing the game plan perfectly with that aggressive float serve.
Yeah, Madison, I mean, that was perfect because they forced them out of system there. You know exactly what's coming, a free ball situation, and that's a gift, especially at this level. Any free ball you expect to execute and get a point immediately.
And Wisconsin on a 3-0 run. It forces Texas A&M to call timeout. If Wisconsin wins this set, they are moving on to Sunday. If Texas A&M wins, we're going to play 5.
This is a Texas A&M team that believes that they can win this match, and they're going to push till the end.
I feel like we've seen moments of streakiness, though, where they're putting it on them defensively. They're everywhere from a blocking standpoint. And then we see a couple of runs of mismanagement, some errors. If you're Texas A&M and you're going to force a 5th set, you have to be unbelievably clean and sharp here for the rest of this set.
Facing this Wisconsin team that has multiple weapons. You see their kill leader, Sarah Franklin, 16 kills for her. Carter Booth also in double figures with 10. Carter Booth just the 5th time this season that she's been in double-figure kills. Still going to 25 points. It will be Guchtikin serving for the Badgers. Wow, Morgan Perkins just turned on that ball.
Ava Underwood puts this ball right in her setter's hand. She's got all her options. She goes one-on-one in the middle to the gap set to Perkins.
And as Madison told us from Wisconsin's huddle, they want to push that ball off the net, so Walk doesn't have all of her options at her disposal.
To the outside to Helmuth, the touch off that block.
Good response from Texas A&M out of the timeout, Holly.
Agreed, and it starts with the first contact. When they're able to put the ball in Maddie Walk's hands, she can run that quick attack to the pin.
Schumacher laying out for it. It'll be a bump set over to Orgel. Walk to the middle, and Morgan Perkins with a cannon.
And it's a textbook play from Texas A&M. You force Wisconsin out of system. You know the ball's going to the left side. Orgel just has to roll shot the ball to keep it in play, and you come right back to him with a middle set.
Because of the tough service pressure, the Aggies were ahead of that play, and that allows them the opportunity to score points.
It's a 3-0 run for Texas A&M. It forces Kelly Sheffield of Wisconsin to use his timeout here. Well, bowl season starting tomorrow with a couple of games. Jackson State and South Carolina State face off in the Cricket Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. That's at 12 noon Eastern on ABC. And at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, South Alabama takes on Western Michigan in the IS-4S Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama tomorrow. Both games streaming live on the app. Don't forget, tomorrow will be our first day when it comes to the volleyball tournament of regional finals. We'll have 2 for you tomorrow and then 2 on Sunday.
They've been so much fun. I feel like the competition has been so even at this stage.
It's been unbelievable. Every round, we saw some incredible first round matchups, second round, and then yesterday, today have been fantastic.
So much talent. This is how our portion of the bracket looks. Don't forget, we still have one more match coming up after this. It'll be Dayton and the host, Nebraska. So Nebraska fans have been in this arena for a while now, watching Wisconsin and Texas A&M.
Wisconsin, a team that these Nebraska fans know well, closely, as they met twice in the regular season.
Nebraska trying to get back to the national championship match. They were there last year. They got there with no seniors on the roster, but a much more experienced and complete team this year for Nebraska.
Well, that experience was invaluable, and they point to that as a motivating factor that has urged them on this entire season.
We'll see Nebraska and Dayton 30 minutes after this match finishes. Devin Robinson on the slide. Helmuth, dug up by Schumacher. They go back-to-back slides for Devin Robinson. That one will work. We send it down to Madison.
Well, Sheffield's message in the huddle was based on serve-receive. He said, I need you to battle in serve-receive. The ball drops, so get your platform there, get it in quickly. We only need one more, so lock in. And then I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this on air, but all the girls got up and said, hell yeah. Yes,
yeah,
Madison, you can say that on air. We love it. Nicely done down there.
Some fire in the Wisconsin huddle. There's fire in the middle for Texas A&M with Morgan Perkins.
Ava Underwood is doing a fantastic job on first contact and serve receive. And Jamie Morrison, when I had him earlier in the season, talked about the way the coaching staff trains first contact, and they do a really nice job. Their system works, and we're seeing it tonight.
Helmut's turn. And that's Wisconsin's block making a difference.
And when you're faced with all those hands in front of you, you don't want to throw the ball hard into their hands so that it shoots straight down to the court. You want to just kind of lay it up softly off their hands so that you can come down, cover, and play out of it. Unfortunately, Helmut there, I think, just threw that ball a little bit too hard into the block.
I think she was trying to find a seam, but yes, I agree. Recycle the ball, get another chance.
Texas A&M 5 points away from forcing a fifth. Franklin the tip to the back. Ellie Stinson flies in. One-handed save from Cece Crawford. Lednicki. Franklin tagging the line.
That's when it's good to have Sarah Franklin on your side of the net. I mean, impressive defense, both sides. Aggies made some incredible defensive touches, but when you've got Sarah Franklin to end the rally, and she's so good at finding that deep corner.
Sarah Franklin started her career at Michigan State. Now in her second season with Wisconsin. That's going to be long for Lednicki, and here come the Badgers.
And it felt like A&M was in the driver's seat here as we were getting close to 20. How do you respond now that Wisconsin is making this push and you know your back's against the wall because you have to force a fifth set?
Closest it's been since the score was 11-10. Helmuth using her left hand, one-arm save for Morsel. Kazapala.
I thought Maddie Walk should have set Kazapala in the first play,
yep.
And she went to the pin, but gets a second chance, goes back to Kazapala in the middle. Beautiful touch.
And I like that Kazapala decided to tip right to that same location again because the defense isn't expecting that.
8 kills for Athena Kazapala. Twirling the block goes Carter Booth, and Wisconsin back within 1.
Back serving number 24, Charlie Fulbringer.
Kazapala stopped by Booth. Helmuth. Oh, Sarah Franklin felt every piece of that block, and we're tied.
The Wisconsin block putting all sorts of pressure on the Aggies. Players falling down, and this ball's hit way too low against a solid Wisconsin block.
Lednicki. An easy swing, but it puts the Aggies back on top.
And that's a swing from a veteran player. Maddie Walk is on the run. She's trying to chase this ball down and just throws it up. Lednicki knows it's not a perfect situation, but why don't I just place this ball deep corner and see what happens, and you get a much-needed kill. Great job, heads up, by Logan Lednicki.
Texas A&M has to win this set to extend the match and their season, and it's a service error to tie it. You have to win by 2 also, important to remember.
Ouch.
This is the red zone from 20 points on, where everything is magnified. Feel it.
Unbelievable play, unbelievable response from a serve-receive error. Great, perfect pass on top of Maddie Walk's head.
Passing dimes, and Maddie Walk loves to run that fastball. Lednicki lighten things up, big moments, and she's ready.
7th double-double of the season for Lednicki. Carter Booth saved by Underwood. Back-to-back for Logan Lednicki, and it is set point Texas A&M.
And look at the crowd, not just the A&M fans who have traveled to Nebraska. Nebraska fans are into this, clearly cheering for Texas A&M.
Let's check in with Madison.
Well, I'm sitting right in front of the maybe 100, 200 Wisconsin fans. So whenever Wisconsin gets a point, that's great. They cheer really loud. But whenever Texas A&M gets a point, the entire stadium is absolutely erupting. And not just clapping, standing and pumping their fists. I mean, it is obvious. Texas A&M's got a little home court advantage right now.
It's so funny. A&M was wondering if they would have the Nebraska fans behind them because of the rivalry the Cornhuskers have with the Badgers.
Logan Lednicki said bucket list thing for her was to play in this venue. Just a dream for any volleyball player to play in front of this kind of a crowd in this kind of a match.
And can you imagine not only playing in front of this atmosphere and crowd, but playing at the level that Lednicki is? She has delivered tonight so far for her team.
Lednicki has scored the last 3 Texas A&M points on 3 kills to give them set point here as the Aggies try to force a 5th. Wisconsin definitely not out of it yet. Just down by 2. If Wisconsin were to come back, the match would be over. Lednicki grew up a Texas A&M fan, her dad playing on the Texas A&M football team. She has gotten them back to the round of 16 for the first time since 2019, trying to break a streak. It's been 23 years since Texas A&M has played in a regional final. They could change that tonight. Furbringer to Booth. Second set point on the way for Texas A&M.
Fantastic response. Furbringer going to Carter Booth, who's had a really strong match. 12 kills on 20 swings.
Where are you setting this ball?
Middle. Logan. Middle or Logan?
They'll go to Logan. We're going 5!
Give us extra volleyball.
Yes, please.
Texas A&M forces a 5th.
They're a different volleyball team than when we played them the last time. And I'm proud of that work, and Alicia said it. It is in you. And when we get into these moments, we need to do what we did last weekend and simply let it out. And I said after that match, and I said over the week, the thing I was most proud of is that we enjoyed every single minute of that competition. And again, grit and that ability to enjoy the difficult are the 2 things I could ask for in any team. I'm proud of the work we put in. We're not done yet. We were built to go beat this team. Let's go back.
That was Jamie Morrison talking to his team pregame. They wanted a rematch with Wisconsin. They have forced a 5th set both seasons coming down to this, and the Stars have shown bright tonight in Lincoln. Logan Lednicki so key in the 4th set.
Logan Lednicki, big time, hot hand in the 4th set for the Aggies. 8 kills in the 4th set alone. She went quiet a little bit in the 2nd and 3rd set, but she has come to life, and this is a big moment. She's ready.
She's provided 18 kills for her team. Sarah Franklin in a similar situation. 17 kills on the night, just 3 in set 4. She's the reigning ABCA National Player of the Year for good reason. They will look to her here in this 5th set. She's already taken 50 swings on the night.
Nice numbers for both of these stars. Their season comes down to making it to 15 first. In the 5th set, we played a 15. You still have to win by 2. Winner goes to the regional final, and it's going to be the first point going to Wisconsin.
Tough serve pass, really tight, and Maddie Walk didn't have an angle to get under it.
Texas A&M trying to get to the regional final for the first time since 2001. Wisconsin, it would be a 7th straight regional final for the Badgers. Two tough serves to start for the Badgers. Carter Booth rejected by Athena Casapala.
Great defense by Texas A&M, because right now they're not getting great passes out of serve receive. They're out of system from an offensive standpoint. A great response defensively from Casapala.
Schumacher takes the pass, and a misconnection with Charlie Furbringer and Anna Smrek.
Looked like Anna Smrek lost her footing. She was trying to go off one foot. Not sure what happened, but that's a break for the Aggies.
Booth with a quick touch. Wisconsin looking a little rattled right now. Lednicki tipping with her right hand. Sarah Franklin out of the back row, stopped by Casapala. On the back line goes Anna Smrek.
Incredible defense by the Aggies blocking, but Anna Smrek finds the back line in transition. Wisconsin having to work very hard for each point.
That puts Smrek into double figures, so now 3 Badgers with double-figure kills. Maddie Walk throws it back to Logan Lednicki.
The hot hand for the Aggies. Logan Lednicki has lots of answers this part of the match.
Smrek had to chase it.
A&M's just bodying the ball right now, keeping it alive.
Furbringer to Booth. That has been solid.
Charlie Furbringer has so much confidence in Carter Booth. I knew she was going there because that connection has been so good, and Carter Booth having a fantastic match with the 12 kills, hitting almost 500.
Give her 13 kills now, and that ties her career high. One-handed save by Orgel, but CeCe Crawford couldn't send it back.
And I really like that from Morgan Perkins. She was high in the air. It's almost like she hung there for a couple of seconds, and she decided at the last second to take something off of that swing, place it right in front of CeCe Crawford.
Service error by Manning, and we're knotted at 4.
Aggies are in a rotation where Maddie Walk, the setter, is in the front row, but Logan Lednicki now in the back row, giving them that option on the D or C ball.
Guchtikin rotates back in to serve. Saved by Gigi. Sarah Franklin. Maddie Walk to the middle with Morgan Perkins. Dug up by Underwood. Humphrey. Sarah Franklin, 18 kills.
Aggies working so hard on their defensive side, but not able to get the swing in transition that they want.
You can only dig so many balls until you actually got to take a good rip at it.
And on the Wisconsin side, Guchtikin had a couple of nice digs in that rally to keep him alive.
She's so good at the dolphin dive where she's fully extended, like not a single body part is off on the floor.
Furbringer calling on Franklin, changing up her shot. Back to Power. Sarah Franklin taking 3 swings in that rally, and that ball was tight. Jamie Morrison has the green challenge card.
Texas A&M is challenging a net violation.
They're looking to see a net violation here.
It was interesting. It was a tight set by Wisconsin.
The original call is no net, point Wisconsin. Texas A&M is challenging a net violation.
It was a tight set by Wisconsin, and nobody from Texas A&M went up to block the ball.
I agree. I didn't know what happened or why they pulled out of that.
I wonder if they thought they saw a net and just stopped. But you got to play through that. Go up and try to contest. Let the refs clean it up later.
Did not call a net violation live. Do we see one here? No, the net was moving because Morgan Perkins' hair turned into it.
Yeah, there's nothing there from that angle that
No.
I see. Sarah Franklin's not in the net.
But I think it's a good challenge.
After review, there was no net violation. We are confirming the play. Point Wisconsin. Texas A&M will lose one of their challenges.
Jamie Morrison gets an opportunity to talk to his team.
Agreed.
In the 5th set.
It's almost just an additional timeout to be able to settle your team, because it's clear that Wisconsin's rolling at the moment. Momentum's on their side.
You're going to 15 points. Wisconsin is on a 3-0 run. Morgan Perkins in the middle. When they can go there, they will.
And the timing finally connected for the two of them. The last few swings we've seen from Perkins, it's just been a little bit off, so she's mishit a couple of those swings. There they fully connect. Great contact, results in a kill.
Charlie Furbringer out to Sarah Franklin. Free ball back to the Badgers. Texas A&M gets it back over. Robinson tipping on the slide. Goochtikin with the save. Free ball to A&M. And Perkins is wide. She wants a touch. She will get it.
To say that point was a bit sloppy on both sides. They have been giving their heart and soul for the last 2 hours. They have to be physically exhausted.
A whole season comes down to this 5th set. We're tied for the 5th time. Sarah Franklin just took her 60-second swing. Helmet stopped, but we play on. Furbringer trying to get tricky. Oh my gosh, they saved it. Perkins sent it over. The Devin Robinson on the angle. These rallies.
Incredible. Aggies crashing the floor every time. Look at 2 bodies flying just to get it back over the net and live another play.
I'm exhausted just watching them. Unbelievable effort, both sides.
Well, even though that was Wisconsin's point, Coach Morrison got up and said, let's go, let's go. I love it. Courtney.
A lot of energy on both sides, a lot of hustle. The swing from Helmuth. Crawford with the tip out of the middle, saved by Underwood. Orzel kill.
Lola Schumacher, the libero for Wisconsin, is digging incredible balls that allow Charlie Furbringer to run either middle or pins. It doesn't matter, but the quality of her digs are really key.
Wisconsin hits 8 points, so they switch sides. Going to 15 with everything on the line in this 5th set. The winner will move on to our regional final on Sunday. Their opponent to be determined. We'll have Dayton against Nebraska for you about 30 minutes after this match concludes.
They're the Flyers getting ready for their first ever appearance in a regional semifinal. What a story that's been. Lexi Almodovar is so much fun to watch. She's got the bun there, that red little pony. She's a high flyer, no pun intended.
They'll be facing a Nebraska attack who is thoroughly balanced.
Nebraska is really dangerous on both sides of the ball, but they've got 5 attackers that are over 2 kills per set.
Little sugar to get pepped up, I think, for her.
Is that a cupcake?
I think
It is a cupcake.
She's dancing, feeling good, getting ready for what should be a big-time match for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Again, that will start 30 minutes after this match concludes. Wisconsin up 8-6. If you're the Badgers, what's the conversation like here, the race to 15 points?
Stay disciplined, especially blocking at the net. Let your defense dig around you. Make sure you're taking care of your first contact and you're playing clean.
And if you're Jamie Morrison, Texas A&M's doing a great job keeping the ball alive, getting balls up, but you got to be able to convert some of those digs into good offensive swings. We haven't necessarily seen that in the last few points. Let's see if they can make a dig and then get a kill out of it in transition.
Franklin serving. Sarah Franklin with the ace out of the timeout.
We have not seen too many shanks from the Aggies, but Jamie Morrison tells her to shake it off. Next play.
And Texas A&M will take a timeout. Wisconsin up 9-6 now, a 3-0 run for the Badgers. Texas A&M hasn't been to a regional final, that's the round of 8, since 2001. Wisconsin experienced there. They have been there the last 7, or looking for their 7th straight regional final.
Well, Wisconsin's a mainstay. I mean, when you don't see them in a regional final, that's surprising and shocking to you. I think what Jamie Morrison and this Texas A&M team have done over the last 2 years has been so impressive, Holly. 13 wins, 2022, 16 wins in 2023, and now 20 plus in just his 2nd season. It's been a remarkable climb.
Jamie Morrison has athletes who bought in, and I think that's really special. There's programs across the country with so much talent. They need to buy into the culture, do the work, and it pays off. You're able to challenge a blue blood like Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is an experienced team. How have you seen that experience show up in this close match tonight?
I think Wisconsin's responded to the pressure that the Aggies have put on them. It hasn't been easy. They have lots of extended rallies. Lola Schumacher coming up with some fantastic digs to keep the ball off the floor, and then the block from Wisconsin has taken over when they needed it.
I feel like this has been a boxing match, right? Each team has thrown their punches, and Wisconsin's has withstood it at this point. Right now, they just threw the latest punch. Can Texas A&M come out of this timeout, side out, and respond?
Sarah Franklin just got an ace before that timeout. Lednicki. Dug up by Guchtikin, and the swing is wide. Madison was listening in on the Texas A&M huddle in that last timeout.
In the Texas A&M huddle, Logan Lednicki was looking every single one of her teammates in the eye and says, think about all the games we've been down and channel that comeback. We've got this, we're in this.
Perkins in the middle, saved by Schumacher. Helmuth with the tip. Wurzel just dumps it over, and Wisconsin needs 4 more points. They're on a 5-0 run.
And Wisconsin will not let the ball hit the floor. It is so hard for Texas A&M right now to score.
Orgel finding a little opening behind the setter who's blocking right front, Maddie Walk.
Texas A&M will use its final timeout. They have a hole to climb out of here. Wisconsin up 11-6 in a fifth set where we only go to 15 points.
And all you need to do is come out and put together 2-3 points, and then the pressure starts to build for Wisconsin, because in the back of their mind, oh, Texas A&M starting to come on. You just need to be able to string together a side out and then maybe a serve or two to get yourself in good footing here moving forward.
You just want to get momentum on your side of the net.
This Wisconsin team started the season 0-3. The first 10 matches, they went 6-4, but had a lot of injuries, have figured things out, and playing some of their best volleyball in the postseason. They're 4 points away from the regional final.
And serving extremely tough right now, which is hard to do in high-pressure situations. I mean, in fifth sets, you often try to take some off of it a little bit. You just want to keep the ball in play. They're coming for Texas A&M from the service line, forcing them out of system. We haven't seen a great pass from Texas A&M. Let's see if these serve receivers can lock in and put it right on top of Maddie Walk's head.
Badgers on a 5-0 run. Walk on the run, having to set that ball, but she does it to Logan Lednicki. That puts her at 20 kills.
What a swing from the back row. It almost looked like a front row attack from Lednicki.
And for the Aggies, they got out of that rotation with the setter in the front row.
Dan Thomas serving. Charlie Furbringer with the dump.
It's a big-time dump at a big-time moment.
It starts with a pass. Lola Schumacher gets under it, puts it in her setter's hands. Charlie Furbringer recognizes the middle blocker's hands weren't up, and she attacks it.
And she's able to because they've established that slide with Devin Robinson time and time again tonight. So you expect as a blocker to follow Robinson at that moment. She catches you looking, scores.
And we really haven't seen Charlie Furbringer try to dump on the second contact tonight.
To be fair, she doesn't need to because she has so many great hitters.
Yes.
Which must be a nice luxury to have for both of these setters.
Lednicki finding success out of the back row.
I love the energy Logan Lednicki brings to this Aggie team. She just gives it right back to all her teammates every play.
Sarah Franklin can do it too out of the back row.
Such a sharp cross-body swing from Sarah Franklin on the bick, the pipe, whatever you want to call it, that middle back set. She's always an option no matter where she is on the court for this team.
Wisconsin 2 points away. Aggies on the run. They saved themselves out of it. Emily Helmuth.
Credit Maddie Walk for back bump setting that ball, giving it a little peek so Helmuth can take a nice aggressive rip at it for the Aggies.
The one-handed set to Booth in the middle. That drops in and a point for A&M.
And you love the pursuit from Lola Schumacher. She's doing her job trying to follow it to the line. Unfortunately, just gets a little bit too close and recognizes it's going to be out before she can get her body out of the way.
So Kelly Sheffield will call timeout as Texas A&M creeping up. They're within 3. Wisconsin just needs 2 points to win this match.
Wisconsin needs to make sure they communicate in serve receive. It's all about a pass right now.
3 players for Wisconsin in double figures, led by Sarah Franklin, who has taken 64 swings tonight.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that she's going to need some ice packs after this one, no matter which way it goes.
Or an ice bath.
I think a lot of players in this match are going to need an ice bath. We've seen players diving all over. "20 kills for Sarah Franklin.
She's just so lethal on this outside pin. She can go over top of blocks. She can mix in shots, tooling it there as you see. There she goes down the line, but her 4-to-4 swing is so lethal. As we mentioned and just saw, she can be a threat out of the backcourt. She swings there on the right. But I love that wrist away cross-court shot that she goes inside the block time and time again. She knows it, she loves it. She's getting in the work here for the Wisconsin Badgers tonight.
9th time this season that she's had 20 or more kills in a match.
For Wisconsin, Sarah Franklin's in the back row. Carter Booth has been the other hot hitter for Wisconsin. She, Smrek, and Orgel are the 3 front row hitters for Wisconsin. Look for the ball to go to Carter Booth on a perfect pass.
Like we've seen from Wisconsin in set 5, you have to apply pressure if you're Helmuth here from Texas A&M's service line. It's a high pressure situation, but you gotta force Wisconsin out of system here.
They do. That is the tough serve that results in a free ball for A&M. Lednicki, blocked. Humphrey, blocked. And Logan Lednicki gets the point for the Aggies.
Credit Taylor Humphrey, the left side attacker for the Aggies. She kept a nice high swing to recycle it, didn't tip it, so that her team would get another swing in it, and that led to the Logan Lednicki swing and kill.
A&M is on a 4-1 run. They trailed 12-7.
Great block touch.
Lednicki powering it off of the Wisconsin block.
Everybody in this entire arena knows where the ball's going, and there's still no answer for Logan Lednicki.
She has ice in her veins. I mean, just hauling off and tooling that block.
How does she do it?
Well, I mean, she's unbelievably gifted, number one, but she's fearless. It's more a mindset at this point in a high-pressure situation.
She's swinging high and hard in that lefty angle that she's able to hit is really tough to read.
You have to have the mindset and the want to want the ball in these moments, and Logan Lednicki has done it every single step of the way for the season for Texas A&M, and she's delivering right now.
Logan Lednicki not recruited to come play at Texas A&M for Jamie Morrison. It was the coach before that, but she stayed. She trusted his vision for this program to get them back to the NCAA tournament. Could have gone in the transfer portal, but wanted to do something special at Texas A&M.
Jamie Morrison and his entire staff have been really impressive, and all the players wanted to play for this group. I think the culture, really important. You see the leadership, and Logan Lednicki is an Aggie from day one.
A 4-0 run for Texas A&M. A race to 15 points and a spot in the regional final. What's been happening for Wisconsin as A&M has gone on this run?
Well, I think that we've seen Helmuth do a really nice job from the service line. So it's forced him out of system a couple of times here. But with every single point that Texas A&M has scored on this run, you get a little bit tighter and tighter and tighter. You've got to haul off and put together a great point if you're Wisconsin. Be fearless in this moment. You've got Carter Booth in the front row. As Holly mentioned earlier, Sarah Franklin, not an option front row. They could go to her in the back row, but if you get that great pass, look for Charlie Furbringer to go to the middle.
Listen to the chant in the Devaney Center right now. Let's go Aggies. Furbringer goes middle with Booth. Feeder again. And it is match point Wisconsin.
I like the double up from Charlie Furbringer there.
Carter Booth is long, and at 6'7", she's got tons of range, able to get the kill in the second swing.
Sarah Franklin, dug up by Underwood. Lednicki, not done.
a home crowd, it feels like, for Texas A&M.
Second match point, Wisconsin. Booth behind the center. Lednicki. Sarah Franklin sending Wisconsin to the regional final. 7 straight appearances now in the regional final for the Badgers.
What a match, what a battle, what a pleasure to call. These are the type of matches you hate for either team to lose because they played their best. They left it all out on the floor. You feel for Texas A&M because that was a wonderful performance, especially from Logan Lednicki.
Wisconsin weathering the storm behind 21 kills from Sarah Franklin.
Incredible performance, and they got pushed to the edge. We've seen top seeds in this tournament get pushed to the edge, and Texas A&M just did that to Wisconsin, but they were able to respond at the end.